You're watching ABC25 wjxx. Live. This is ABC25 Nightcast.
I'm Bruce Hamilton, topping the Monday Nightcast. There are marches, church services, and community events today in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. A 9-year-old Tennessee girl says she is marching for right and justice, but a former Arkansas official is criticizing what he calls the commercialization of the holiday. Meantime, here in Jacksonville, high school bands, civic organizations, and local businesses marched from the Duval County Courthouse to Metro Park to honor the man who preached peace and equality among all races.
It means showing dedication to Martin Luther King and doing good things for him and celebrate his birthday.
I believe that everyone should take an active part in expressing their acceptance of all people.
Dr. King's memory evokes some painful memories in St. Augustine. 36 years ago, Dr. King traveled to the city to lead desegregation protests. Police arrested the civil rights leader outside a hotel after he requested a room. During those protests, a pool at the Monson was also the scene of this infamous picture. It shows a hotel manager trying to force some demonstrators out of the then white-only pool by using a cleaning acid. Today, the resort is a few months away from demolition. A new resort is planned, and its owners want to put up a plaque memorializing King's trip to St. Augustine. About 500 marchers rallied in the state capitol, and on this day we honor Martin Luther King. Yet another civil rights battle takes on a new dimension. These marchers are against Governor Bush's Florida One initiative. It essentially does away with affirmative action. They believe the move to end racial quotas will hurt Florida's African Americans. South Georgia celebrated this day, as did many communities across America, with a parade. Brunswick officials tell ABC25 it is the largest King parade ever staged in the city. Residents also honored Dr. King by unveiling a monument dedicated to his memory and planting an oak tree to honor his work. In South Carolina, controversy on this holiday, carrying signs saying, "Your heritage is my slavery." Thousands of demonstrators marched in Columbia to protest the Confederate flag flying over the State House. They're also demanding a permanent state holiday honoring Martin Luther King Jr. ABC's Dean Staley picks up the story from there.
In Columbia, South Carolina, thousands marked Martin Luther King Jr. Day by protesting on the Capitol steps.
We want that Confederate flag to come down.
They demanded the rebel flag be removed from the state capitol. The NAACP had already launched a boycott of South Carolina on January 1st, asking tourists to stay away until the flag is removed.
History will record our deeds and record our acts as noble as Americans who sought to do away with this hypocrisy and to lift instead in its place the kind of symbol that unifies us and brings us back together.
A lone supporter of the flag managed only to be shouted down.
Get him off the ground! Get him off the ground!
King's memory was celebrated at Atlanta's Ebenezer Baptist Church, where King once preached. King's widow praised keynote speaker Vice President Gore, who has spoken out against the rebel flag.
You are right that it is a hurtful, divisive symbol, and I commend you for having the courage to tell it like it is, at a time when too many other political leaders are equivocating on this issue.
We shall overcome must be more than a memory from the past. It must be a resolve to find the true America at last.
The boycott against South Carolina is less than a month old, but already civil rights activists are threatening a similar action here in Georgia, where the rebel banner makes up a part of the state flag. Dean Staley, ABC News, Atlanta.
Today marks another anniversary. 9 years ago marked the start of the Gulf War. Iraqi President Saddam Hussein went on national television lashing out at what he calls the tyrants and the renegade oppressors of the age that drove Iraqi forces from Kuwait. He also insisted Iraq was victorious in the mother of all battles. The next effort to keep Elian Gonzalez in America may unfold tomorrow in federal court in Miami. Family lawyers are expected to urge that the repatriation order from immigration officials be tossed out. But experts say it's likely federal courts will refuse to get involved. Meantime, Cuba's foreign minister briefed Pope John Paul on the case, but Felipe Perez Roque says he didn't ask the pontiff to get involved. Instead, he hoped the meeting would help raise international concern for the 6-year-old boy. Divers and snorkelers form a human chain to keep a pod of dolphins from beaching. 100 dolphins became stranded last night near Long Key. 23 died. Now, typically, dolphins only head to shore when they're sick. Marine biologists are working to determine what the problem with this pod might be. Work will soon begin to rebuild the historic Jacksonville Beach Pier. Its owners are checking out several different plans for renovation. The 40-year-old landmark's structure was all but undermined when Hurricane Floyd's thrashing waters and whipping winds tore 100 feet of the pier from its moorings and out into the stormy Atlantic. Well, you know, the flu is wreaking havoc across America and here in Jacksonville, but there's another problem that's got people down and out: allergies. And yes, the problem can be as bad during these winter months as it is in summer. Here's ABC25's Michelle Jordan with more.
Well, the symptoms most commonly of allergies are going to be watery eyes, might have some mild aching all over, mild chest congestion, slight sore throat, but very mild symptoms compared to like the flu.
It's not the flu, but it can make you feel just as bad.
Typically begin with a sore throat, and from that point it would move to my sinuses. Within a matter of days, my sinuses would be swollen and I couldn't breathe.
Allergens are in the air year-round, but because we spend more time indoors during the winter with doors and windows shut, you're more likely to feel the symptoms.
I'd feel almost fluish, feel very bad. I'd have headaches. Didn't feel like that I had any energy.
Runny nose, like a headache, and not really feel sick, but just mainly the runny nose. It comes and goes throughout the season.
The most common causes of allergic reactions are molds, pet dander, and dust mites. Doctors advise taking control of your environment. Use a dehumidifier in basement or crawl spaces. Keep pets off furniture and have your home's ventilation system cleaned every 3 years.
The average home has about 12 to 13 pounds of just dust, dirt, debris. The dust that's already inside your system is being circulated back into your house.
Some companies charge about $400 for a complete ventilation cleaning. Michelle Jordan, ABC25 News.
Now, if you think you're suffering from allergies, the best advice is to check with your doctor. You may need a prescription or an antihistamine. Now to a new drug that some scientists describe as a cure-all. Pleconaryl has been shown to be effective in treating a number of illnesses. In tests, it cured the common cold, viral meningitis, the summer flu, and deadly infections in newborns. How does it work? The drug blocks an entire category of viruses that cause more human disease than any other. Pending large-scale testing, the drug could hit pharmacy shelves in the U.S. inside of a year. Two of the world's largest drug companies announced a merger. SmithKline Beecham and Glaxo Wellcome joined forces to create the world's largest pharmaceutical company, valued at close to $185 billion. The new company, GlaxoSmithKline, promises to cut costs and pour money into research. If approved, the new chairman says it will be the Microsoft of the pharmaceutical industry. Demand for Jaguar playoff tickets is so high that people are actually camping out at Alltel to make sure they got seats. The Jags and JSO were worried there might be problems, so they devised a plan allowing people wanting tickets to get their fair shot. Everyone who was in line tonight received a numbered wristband and was told to return at 6 in the morning, regaining the spot they staked out. Worries escalated when reports surfaced that some people paid the homeless to hold their place in line. Now, if you don't want to wait in line for additional playoff tickets, you can go online to the Jaguars website. Be patient because the site's getting a lot of hits, and some ABC25 viewers told us they had trouble logging on. We made getting online to the Jag site easier for you by establishing a hyperlink through wjxx.com. Or you can call the ABC25 info line. We'll give you both the web address and the Jaguar ticket sales hotline. The tickets officially go on sale, by the way, at 9 in the morning. Now, the Jags move into the next round of the playoffs has local T-shirt manufacturers busy, very busy. The crew at MLXL spent most of last night and the better part of today printing AFC Championship T-shirts. That printing couldn't start the company knew who the challenger in Sunday's contest was going to be. Once they found out, the silk screeners went to work printing 5,000 T-shirts.
I'm burnt out, but I'm running on pure excitement and energy, you know. I printed the first T-shirt many years ago when the Jaguars announced that we won the franchise, and I'm still here, so I feel I'm like kind of part of the team.
And if the Jags win a Super Bowl bid, the T-shirt makers plan to put in 48 straight hours to get bowl T-shirts into area stores. Now, this playoff game already created one conflict. The circus is in town, and Ringling Brothers had to cancel Sunday's scheduled performance. Problem is, with the Jaguars game at Alltel, there's just not enough parking to accommodate football fans and circus goers at the Coliseum. By the way, realizing this could be a problem, the circus withheld ticket sales for Sunday's performance.
Well, one of the downsides of having co-located facilities is you are going to run into occasions when you'd like to do events in both places and you just logistically can't pull it off. So,
in case you did want to catch a circus performance, the greatest show on earth will be in town through next Saturday, and we checked and discovered tickets are still available. Coming up on the Nightcast, David Letterman's bouncing back after serious heart surgery, and he still has his sense of humor. And up next, glowing lava flows and hot ash flies. An angry volcano acts up.
Weather's really not going to act up too much, but we do have some changes coming up for you. All your forecast details are after the break.
Live from ABC25, Bruce Hamilton, Karen Adams, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Brian Albrecht, and Sports Blitz with Barry LeBrock. You're watching ABC25 Nightcast.
When we redesigned Dodge Neon, we gave it a longer wheelbase and more total interior volume. Not to mention a 132-horse, 16-valve engine, 4-wheel independent suspension, theater-style lighting, 4 cup holders, a standard 6-speaker stereo, and tons of other good stuff. Now, after a $1,000 cash allowance, Dodge Neon starts at just $12,000.
If they can see you, you're not camouflaged. So shop Camouflage and More, your military surplus headquarters. Camouflage and More carries all types of camouflage, including Real Tree, Advantage, Woodland, Smoky Branch, and Rocky, with a wide selection of women's and children's camouflage clothing, including lingerie. Camouflage and More has a complete line of military clothing, including BDUs, field jackets, Gore-Tex gloves, boots, as well as a full line of field gear, ammo cans, blankets, netting, cots, and much more. That's Camouflage and More, located on Altama Avenue across from Oakwood Mobile Homes in Brunswick.
Mom, we're gonna be late again.
Your family depends on you, but lately all you can think about is having another drink.
You're behind on these reports.
And you've been letting the people at work down, too. The bad news is you could be an alcoholic. The good news is alcoholism is a treatable disease. If you think you have a drinking problem, get help before it drowns out everything else in your life. A public service message from the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Politically Incorrect is about bright, funny people and a candid conversation about real issues, and it's what I've always wanted to do.
Are you kidding? Vietnam's a war we must fight. It is not a war. It is an illegal, immoral, military act. No, it's a stand against communism, Dopey. Yeah, Dopey. That's a red herring, and you know it. Red herring? Try Red Army. Hello? Hello?
It's a spectacular sight, but people who live nearby are ready to run at a moment's notice. Guatemala's Pacaya volcano is erupting. Glowing lava is flowing, and the volcano spewed ash up to 6,500 feet in the air. Experts expect an increase in volcanic activity and advise nearby residents to prepare to evacuate just in case.
From the ABC25 Weather Lab, Brian Albrecht's forecast is approved by the American Meteorological Society.
You know, I was flipping through TV this morning, saw on the Weather Channel, it's in the teens and lower with dramatically cold wind chills up north, and I thought, if this is winter, Florida style, hey.
Yeah, well, this isn't bad. Yeah, temperatures right now are barely above zero. We'll see that in a moment. Up in the Northeast, we cooled down a little bit today, but it was mainly because of a lack of sunshine. Yesterday, we were about 70. Today, we dropped back about 8-10 degrees in many locations. And tonight, well, it's not all that bad out there. A little bit on the damp side. Up at the airport, the temperature is 50 degrees with a dew point of 49, relative humidity at 97%. Here on the south side at ABC 25, we've got a temperature right now of 54. In town, a little bit warmer than the airport. A lot of clouds out there, a few breaks in them from time to time, but still plenty of moisture in the atmosphere. But On the first alert live Doppler radar, no rain falling anywhere around northern Florida, southern Georgia. Looks like it's going to be a while before we see any showers, perhaps a little bit later on tonight. Some rain could come sliding in from the north. To our north, there's plenty going on. Cloud cover, showers in middle Georgia up into the northeast mountains, and look up into the northeast corner of Tennessee and western sections of North Carolina. This is all snow. There could be as much as 6 to 10 inches of snow in the mountains of North Carolina. Asheville's getting a little bit. Raleigh-Durham could see some snow in the next 24 hours. Probably not a whole lot. And a little bit of sleet and freezing rain from Greenville, South Carolina, up towards Charlotte along Interstate 85 could make for some very difficult traveling conditions on a very heavily traveled road. For us today, clouds, temperatures mostly in the 60s, 62 degrees at Jacksonville Beach, 64 from Lori Williams out in Baker County, 66 according to Dante Nunnally in Brunswick, 70 from Grace Clark in Woodbine. Tonight, mostly cloudy. A few showers could show up by daybreak. In town, about 50 for the low, up at the airport, 48, and on the beaches, mid-50s with a light easterly wind blowing there. Tomorrow, a few showers, just a few scattered around in the morning. Breezy, warmer, a little bit of sun in the afternoon with a high of 69 on Tuesday. So back up above normal temperature-wise. Today, we came up a couple of degrees short. 62 the high, 64 the average, 46 last night's low. No rain recorded. A rain deficit for 2,000, 1.17 inches. Temperatures basically in the 50s with our usual cold spot, the Arctic chill around the airport in Brunswick, 43, 55 Mayport and St. Augustine, 56 degrees this evening in the Gainesville area. 32 in Raleigh, as I mentioned. Precipitation there falling mostly in the form of snow, maybe a little sleet mixed in with that later tonight. 31 in St. Louis, so sharply colder air to our north. A mild 62 in Miami. There's a cold front that moved through early this morning, lies right about through here. A lot of moisture spilling over the top of it, so plenty of cloud cover with that, and also plenty of precipitation. But unfortunately, the low-pressure system with this will pass across the Tennessee Valley and keep most of that precipitation to our north. 3 degrees right now in New York City, 2 in Buffalo. It's an even 0 in Boston. Wind chills 25 to 35 degrees below zero. So the Arctic air is certainly firmly entrenched in the northeast. And they've got more snow coming. It's moving across the Great Lakes. It'll be over New England tomorrow. And again, that snow extending as far south as parts of extreme northern South Carolina. A wintry scene just to the north of us. For us, though, a brief bit of sunshine, some milder air tomorrow, then another batch of cool air. Not real cold, but cool air coming down as we head our way into Wednesday. Highs tomorrow in the mid to upper 60s. Showers departing in the morning in southeast Georgia. A little bit of a break in the clouds from time to time in the afternoon. And in northern Florida, high temperatures tomorrow from the upper 60s to low 70s. Not a bad afternoon after a few sprinkles early on. On the Atlantic, southwest to west winds increasing to 15 to 20 knots, seas rising to 3 to 6 feet. No big swings in temperatures, pretty close to normal. No big storms and no big rain showers. We could use more in the way of rain chances. Of course, the big story is the football game on Sunday, and the weather should be great. Temperatures in the 60s, winds not much of a factor, and lots of sunshine. So 6 days away. All looks well, at least weather-wise.
Almost like a repeat forecast from...
Actually, I think it'll be a couple degrees warmer. It was a bit chilly. There's a bit more wind than I expected this past Saturday, but it looks, at least from this vantage point, it'll be very nice.
If you're sitting in the northern end zone, you had the sun, you were fine.
Yeah.
If you're anywhere else in the stadium and the wind kicked up a little bit, yeah, it got chilly.
It was chilly.
Thanks, Brian. Well, let's put our heads together and check this out. Yep, what you're going to see here, take my word for it, is a two-headed snake. A pet store owner in Michigan bought the 30-inch non-venomous albino rat snake for $15,000. Now he hopes to sell the unique creature for twice that amount. From a snake for sale to hundreds of canines trying to be top dog. 300 dogs competed in the Hong Kong Kennel Club's Championship Dog Show. Breeds range from tiny Pekingese to Dachshunds to Mastiffs. The best in show winner was a Pomeranian. You just saw it strutting by there. And there were some offbeat categories for the competitors, like best dressed dog and the dog who looks most like its owner, or vice versa. Coming up on the Nightcast, his work will forever be a part of Americana. And now a new generation gets to take a look.
When you see news happening, call our ABC25 hotline, 332-NEWS, or star 25 on your Bell South mobility phone.
I'm Cokie Roberts. Coming up on Nightline, when you're courting the minority vote, how do the Democratic hopefuls handle the tricky issue of race? Gore and Bradley face off in the final debate before the Iowa caucuses tonight.
ABC 25 First Alert Live Doppler, a sophisticated system of radars that covers 300,000 square miles. able to predict severe weather first, and able to track it farther than any other system available, with pinpoint street-level accuracy. Technology so precise, it can help save property and lives. ABC25 Live Doppler. The power behind the ABC25 First Alert Storm Team.
To prove that Horton homes are the finest you can buy, we don't have to show you the premium grade 2x4s placed every 16 inches or closer. We don't have to show you how they're built with heavy-duty lumber and steel, 2x6 side rails, floor and rim joists. All we have to do is show you this. Any questions?
Bobby!
At Greason Homes of Brunswick, financing's never a problem on Highway 341 at Sterling.
Daddy put the truck on the roof again.
To demonstrate the unique construction of a Simmons Beauty Rest pocketed coil mattress, we're dropping the ball. On the competition, that is. The leading competitor's mattress relies on linked springs, so when your partner moves, you can get disturbed. But only Simmons has the Beauty Rest pocketed coil construction to help give you undisturbed sleep. No matter what's rolling around next to you, Beauty Rest by Simmons, the Do Not Disturb mattress.
Over the years, I've faced some pretty tough challenges. Spyglass, Bay Hill, Pebble Beach. But there's one challenge I hope I never have to face again. That's why I eat my Wheaties.
Numerous studies confirm that a low-fat diet rich in whole-grain foods like Wheaties may reduce the risk of certain digestive cancers. 100% whole-grain Wheaties.
Shouldn't you be eating your Wheaties?
Police in Hawaii claim they discovered singer Whitney Houston carrying a half an ounce of marijuana. A private airport security officer found the pot after asking Houston to open her bag. Security confiscated that bag, but failed to detain Houston and her hubby, singer Bobby Brown. He got on a flight before officers could make the arrest. David Letterman's doctors say they're pleased with his progress and recovery from heart surgery. They say he could return home by the end of the week. Letterman had an emergency quintuple bypass last Friday in New York. The late-night host hasn't lost his sense of humor about things. When his producer called and asked how he felt, Letterman said, better than Jimmy Johnson. Singer and daytime talk show host Marie Osmond announces she and her husband are splitting. Osmond released a statement saying she and Brian Blosel are parting amicably. The couple was married 13 years and have 7 children. Last October, Marie revealed that after having her last child, she suffered a devastating bout of postpartum depression. Custody arrangements, we are told, are yet to be worked out. When you think of the word Americana, you can't help but think of Norman Rockwell. For decades, he chronicled American life, or at least the way he thought it should be.